At the very top of the racing helmet world, we have the AGV Pista GP R. So let's find out why that is. Ladies and gentlemen, we at Champion Helmets are pleased to present to you the AGV Pista GP R. This is a top quality full face racing helmet that's been purpose built for the track by track day riders, and it has an amazing pedigree. Riders like Valentino Rossi from the MotoGP wear the AGV Pista GPR, I should say, sorry, and this is even Valentino Rossi's Solar Luna design from 2018. One of my favorites. It's just got a stunning pedigree. So AGV and Dainese make a great selection of motorcycle racing gear, and this is the crown jewel that sits atop all of their other collections. So it just shows how good this helmet is. The AGV Pista GPR is an improved version of the AGV Pista GP. It's a few years older now, and the GPR is just a nice further addition to the name. They added an R and a couple small features that will kind of just change the helmet a little bit to improve its overall quality and functionality. Now, the AGV Pista GP was a perfect helmet. There was nothing that really needed to be changed, so they haven't ruined anything on this helmet. It's still going to be up to that high, super high standard of quality actually. So I will tell you though, and I'm going to stress this a lot, this is a purpose-built helmet for racing. It's not going to do you well as a touring helmet. I don't recommend it for that purpose. You get this helmet, you ride on a track with it, you can ride on the road with it if you want, but it's just not going to be as good for you as something which is purpose-built for touring or sports bike riders or so on. So that's out of the way, let's start with the shell. So first of all, the shell of the helmet is of course made out of carbon fiber, the best material that you can make a helmet shell out of. That's because it's going to be super strong and pretty lightweight, which is what you really need from a racing helmet. And the ratio of strength and weight reduction is quite good here. So the helmet is only going to weigh about 1,400 grams, give or take, depending on which shell size you get. And there are 4 different shell sizes that you can actually choose from, so there's a good bit of variety there. Now the shell has of course been made with aerodynamics in mind, and for that we have ridges on top, on the side, and then we also have the Biplano spoiler on the back here, and so that not only looks cool, but it's going to help to really increase your stability at speed, and especially when you're in a tucked position, it's going to make you much more aerodynamically sound. So ventilation is a core aspect of a racing helmet, and AGV have done a good job here of giving you the best possible ventilation, but also not sticking vents randomly all over the place. And on the chin here, if we start there, you'll notice that we have 2 big scoops, and these 2 big scoops are going to bring air into the chin region and also going to bring it up through these ports here by the wind guard. So it's going to defog or demist your visor and also be quite cool from the front of your face. And we can also use a little switch on the inside to open and close those 2 vents as we like. Coming up to the top, we of course have 3 brow vents. We have 1 central and then 2 on the side, and these are quite strong. They really help to cool the top of your head, and via channels in the EPS they're going to drag air through the helmet, and it's going to be released out the back in these exhaust vents here, the only 2 exhaust vents on the helmet. So you may have noticed that there are no sliders or anything like that which control these vents. That's because there simply aren't any. Now this is a racing helmet, and just like with the chin vent, these have to be set up before you take off. You can't change them on the go. And for that, we do have these rubber stoppers here, which you can insert into the vents, close them up completely, take them out when you're finished. And yeah, so as a racing focus, it's going to be less versatile, but that's what you would expect with this helmet. You'll also be able to notice that, especially on the top here, these vents are going to have metal surrounding the vents, and that's going to be an added safety feature which increases the strength of these traditionally weak points. The visor on the Pista GPR is thick, 5mm thick actually, and if that's not thick enough for you, then you can always add on a few tear-offs or the anti-fog pinlock lens, which is provided in the box, and that way you can get a little bit more depth out of your visor if you want. The visor is quite good, obviously, anti-scratch and all that kind of thing. Now, it's controlled via this button here, so I'm just going to push that in, just going to release it, we can open it up. And once it's opened up all the way, I'll show you, we can take it off. So to do that, we just pull down on this, lift it up, nice and easy. Then to put it on, we're just going to reseat it, push it in. Very, very easy. Now, a disadvantage of this helmet is the fact that the visor mechanism doesn't feel as good as something like on the Xperia 3 from Shui. So that's a little bit of a disappointment, but that version of helmet did have a very advanced mechanism. Now, it's also going to seal you into the helmet, but again, not quite as well as something like the Xperia 3. A definite plus though for AGV is the wide field of vision that it gives you. And that's because it's going to give you 190 degrees horizontally and then 85 degrees vertically. And that's about the same as what the human eye can see, so it's going to give you a feeling of riding without a helmet, which is a big plus indeed from AGV. Noise isolation is actually pretty good on the AGV Pista GP R, if you wear the earplugs that AGV have provided, that is. Noise isolation doesn't really matter on a helmet that's designed for racing though, and because of that, the helmet is going to be relatively loud, but not unexpectedly so. So now if we take a look underneath the helmet, we'll notice a couple cool things. First of all, we have the hydration system, which is this tube running here. It's got a mouthpiece in the chin section of the helmet, and this is an addition with the Pista GP R. It's quite cool if you want to attach it to a water system, and that way you can stay hydrated while you race. Always cool, literally. So then moving past that, we can take these out. So the cheek pads are going to be removable. There's an emergency release system where you can pull everything off, which is great. I prefer to not take things off that way because it seems like it's best saved for emergencies, as the name suggests. So this will just take a second. Push everything through. And then what we can do is just pull this off like that. Do this side. Pull this off. And out we go. So you can also remove the hydration system if you don't really want to use it, or if it bothers you. It's nice and easy to do. On the inside as well, we're going to have just one more piece of the liner, which is going to be this one. Doesn't like to be removed. Yep. So you can see here the inside, the EPS, channels and so on. And there's not any speaker cutouts as well. So that can be a bit of an issue, but it's also possible to attach a comm system to this helmet. So now taking a look here at the cheek pads, you know, they're quite good. The line is going to be antibacterial, removable, obviously, washable and all that. Comes in different sizes. It's going to help you to get the best fit possible. Then here we have some personalization options. So we can actually change a few different aspects, like these little different colored pieces of foam can be removed. It's going to add or remove pressure depending on what you prefer. And there's 4 places for those. Let me just put this one back in. And there's also Velcro at the back here, where you can change the way that the liner sits on your head. You can move it across how you like it. Great for personalization, nice little customization option there. And then finally, there's a little pocket here at the back, and you can insert a piece of foam into there, which is provided by AGV, of course. And that's going to help to really hug underneath the ridge on the back of your head, and it's going to keep you snugly positioned in your helmet. So if you would like that, you can add that in. Overall, the customization is very good. The liner is obviously going to be of a good quality, going to feel comfortable and all that. The insides of the helmet are quite good. So now we've come to safety. Safety is obviously going to be of paramount importance on a racing helmet, especially one that is worn by Valentino Rossi. So it's going to be, of course, made out of carbon fiber, as I mentioned earlier. Very strong material, best around for that. And then below that we have the EPS, and it's going to be a multi-density EPS. That's because it's made out of 5 separate densities. And what that is going to do is going to help you absorb more impact in the EPS liner over a larger amount or a larger variety of impacts, which is a great feature there. Furthermore, we have the thick visor, 5mm, the big field of vision, the metal reinforcements on the openings for the ventilation. We have the emergency quick release system. We have the double D-ring retention system, that is. So overall, great safety. Further, we also have the DOT, the ECE safety rating, so you can wear this on the road without any issues if you want to. And on top of that, it's even got a 5-star sharp safety rating, so you know it's going to be very protective. So there are plenty of different designs for the AGV Pista GP R. There's going to be quite a lot of designs sporting the big 46 on it for Rossi. And if you're a Rossi fan, I highly recommend you check out our top 20 Valentino Rossi helmet designs video. That's because we show off quite a few of the AGV Pista GPRs with these designs on them. And here I have the Solar Luna 2018, like I mentioned. I have the Winter Test 2018 there, and on this side I have the Mugello 2018. So 3 of my favorite helmets, and they're all from the Rossi designs. Furthermore, if you don't like Rossi somehow, then you can take a non-MotoGP related design. If you want, there's a few of them as well. There's obviously going to be other MotoGP designs from other riders that wear this helmet as well. There's a great variety when it comes to designs. And in terms of looks, the looks are going to match the purpose of the helmet, that being a sporty racing helmet. We have the really aggressive chin vents there, the sleek look, the metal on the ventilation, and of course that big spoiler going into the back there. Very nice, very aggressive racing design. So obviously this is a great helmet. There is, however, one significant downside, and that's because it is not an entry-level helmet in terms of pricing and in terms of features as well. So it's going to come in at a recommended retail price of $1,400 US without a design. So that's quite high. And something like the Shui X-Spirit 3 is going to come in at about $750 US at the recommended retail price. That's a significant difference. This is going to be a higher quality helmet, but like I said, it is a big difference, and this will definitely be in the premium helmet range. But that being said, this is the best of the best. If that's what you want, this is what you're going to have to get. And if you're someone who looks for like the highest level of quality, the highest standard, this is going to be your Ferrari. It's going to be the Ferrari of the motorcycle helmet world. You're going to be cruising down the street with this helmet on, or blasting down the street with the helmet on, and other motorcycle riders are going to see it and they're going to look and think, and that's a helmet. So if that's something that appeals to you, this will be a great helmet for you. Now, I have said a few times that this is being designed for racing, and it has been. Don't pick this up if you want to go touring. Pick up a different helmet. It's going to suit you best when you're racing. You can wear it on the road. It's ECE, DOT. It's incredibly protective, but it's going to be best at speeds which you can't really get up to legally on roads. It's going to be aerodynamically designed with ventilation, stability, and all of that. It's going to be more focused upon racing. If you want to pick up the AGV Pista GP R, you can get a pretty sweet bundle with the helmet as well. If you go to championhelmets.com, you can get a free visor or even a Cardo Pack Torque Slim in the bundle for a pretty hefty discount. So be sure to check those out if you're looking for a Pista GP R. So this has been our review of the undisputed king of the motorcycle racing helmets, the AGV Pista GP R. If you want to learn more, you can follow the link in the description, or you can leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Chris from Champion Helmets. This has been our review of the AGV Pista GP R, and if you like this video, then you should like us and subscribe to us on YouTube to stay up to date with everything that we're doing.